Oh, yeah. That's our song. Oh, can you feel it? Oh, yeah, everybody. It's time to sit back and enjoy another episode of the Afternoons with Josh, Kane, and Amanda. A silly look at our serious world.
It doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as I unmuted my mic just in time.
It's always the afternoon when Amanda looks disheveled.
Yes, it is. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Robbie Smith watching live.
Ooh,
we
yay.
got AJ the Schlockert.
You guys remember
Haskell.
when I used to get dressed up and look pretty for this? Because I don't.
I remember.
Listen, it's hot. I've put Josh to work. We're moving stuff around. We're kind of a mess today.
I mean, Rangel Donald asked the perfect question. For those listening to the podcast, I am wearing a headband. Is Josh playing a game of racquetball? Well, if you're moving your entire living room around in 100-degree heat, then yeah, you're going to put on a headband, and I was sweating through everything, and I'm going to do a workout after this, so I figure just start early, Ken, you know?
You look like some Wes Anderson character who's going to play racquetball during like a boardroom meeting, like really quirky, silly, charming. Like, why is he doing that? I don't know. That's Beale. You have never met Beale?
It's like business casual is my headband.
We need some business casual brand headbands. Is that a thing? I don't know.
Ooh, business casual headbands. God, every time this show starts, we think of a new small business idea. Ken,
I know.
Do you want to hear a really good business idea?
I do.
Okay.
I'm tuning out this early in the show.
No. You know this idea.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Share it. Lay it on me.
Okay, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a candle company.
Mhm.
Okay. We sell candles,
Oh, no.
and it's called Big Wick Energy. Like,
Yes.
We
But
also have some other names for some other scented candles, like the John Wick candle.
well, yeah, duh.
And
Maximum effort.
oh boy, are they all puns?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
would
So
he do anything else, really?
This is a great idea. I really do love this idea. We can get some space in the mall right now for cheap. I know that for a fact. I don't want you to shy away from like vanilla, potpourri, rose petals. I think I don't want the joke to be that it's like masculine candles. I want it to be all candles are represented, and that will open up your pun world. But I think this is beautiful. I'm sorry, Amanda. I'm going to disagree with you. This is the greatest idea ever. We're going to quit the show and do this now.
See, Big Wick Energy.
I will say, if the branding was on point, like the logos and everything, I think it's funny. I think people would buy them.
How many like frat bros out there would get some candles for the ladies and call it Big Wick Energy?
Baby, I got you some Big Wick Energy candles. Oh, thanks.
It smells like trunk. You're like, what's that? It's like a mixture of softball cleats, golf clubs, and extension cord. Big Wick Energy.
Gas station cheese.
A day-old burrito that you left in the backseat. Your old Handsaw says, I want a candle that smells like Frosted Flakes. Genius.
Oh, that's the best. This idea is just take it away from some. Do we need to trademark this? Make a T-shirt right now and then make it our own?
Josh said it out loud before he did trademark it.
Yeah. Well, this acts as proof. I think the way the government's working right now, all you have to do is have it on live stream and time stamped and dated, and we're doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
So what caused this all that sweat to have a couple leaves in your shot?
No, so
oh yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but we're having a baby.
show them the bump. Show them the bump.
My bump's getting real big, guys. I hate when people do this. Like, hey, but
bump. That's a baby bump. If you're listening on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
that is a real baby bump.
Yes. Screenshot that. That's a beautiful thing.
Guys, I'll be honest. Everything on my body is getting bigger, and so it's just creating more sweat in a lot of places.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, it's a universe of sweat.
It's a scene, man.
It is.
It's
Listen, I don't want to get too graphic here, but the boobs are heavy. I'm doing some weightlifting over here.
That's
So when I get a bug up my butt about something, I can't stop. So because I'm and I think Josh would agree with this. Usually when the bug's up my butt, I just do it myself. And Josh will hear me like grunting from the other room, lifting something, and I just do it. My mom was always that way. I've always been that way. If I want something done or something moved, I just figure out a way to do it myself.
Yeah.
However, now I'm pregnant, and so I can't really be lifting all those things and doing all the things I did before.
Yeah.
So I have needed to enlist Josh's help with things.
Which he should do. I'm good at moving things.
He is good at it. It's like when I want to do it, I want to do it like right now. And Josh will be like, okay, well, I got to do this thing first. I'm like, nope, too late. I've already started doing it. So
it's annoying.
It's annoying, but I can't help it. It's how I'm wired.
It's the program.
So we had the Peloton in the babies.
Yeah.
We're a little ahead of the game here because I'm only technically halfway, but we've had the Peloton in what will be the baby's room.
Okay.
And I've just had boxes of baby stuff, like leaning against the walls, and rugs still unopened, and just crap everywhere. And it's making me crazy because I walk in there to a mess every day. So I wanted to get the room cleaned up and start like setting things up where I want them. But that means moving the Peloton to the living room. But our living room, we have limited space here. So it's like we had to move the couch out to then fit the Peloton into the corner. And then yesterday I got some more, this storage cabinet that Josh had to build. So I made him build it. He doesn't know this yet, but he also is going to be building a crib in the next couple days. And it is my birthday tomorrow. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So we've just had a lot of I'm trying to get our home staged and done and organized and neat so that I can just nest for the next few months and relax and not really have to worry about all of it when I get really big and pregnant and uncomfortable.
Sounds smart.
Now I can help and.
Ken, I will say this.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson the last time I built a cabinet and the doors were crooked. So this time I really went leveled things out, and the doors are a little crooked.
How do you?
So crooked. He did a really good job though. He really paid attention. Last time was a little. I was like, "Were you even watching what you were doing?" This time it really was. It's just it. It was like one of those Target cabinets that it's really pretty.
Very pretty, Ken.
But it was inexpensive, which is what I wanted. But it's pretty, so it looks expensive and nice. But you got to put that shit together, and it's a pain in the butt. So,
I'm going to switch camera angles here. Josh, can you fix that wardrobe? The left side door, it's crooked, and every time I pull out the drawer, it clips the door. And I tried to fix it, and it didn't. It's still crooked. Can you come over to Mask and fix it?
Well, here's the thing, Ken, is you'd think I could, but the wise people I don't know if you got that at IKEA or Target or Home Depot or something.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like there's a bunch of drunk guys playing a joke because they know that guys are building these for their girlfriends or their wives or their fiancés, whatever. And they're like, we're going to make one of the holes crooked and thus ruin your night trying to get it straight. And you're going to swear and you're going to yell. And then eventually you're just going to give up and it's going to just look somewhat off.
It's the worst thing because then I get I try to do it myself, but then I just fail and then I get to hear about it. I get to hear about it.
Oh,
why did you just have someone help you? Why did you No, I hear you, dude. So when I need to put together things when I put together this crib, I'm going to take my good ass time to make sure that this thing is nailed perfect. Because here's the thing: once you go past step 7 and you get to step 9, forget about it. It's over. You're done. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm getting reports about our dog doing inside of a house. Sorry, these texts are coming in live. Breaking news: Baxter just dude on the floor. Okay.
Oh, no.
Poor Baxter's been in his cage all day because we've had these very nice AC guys. They're really nice. They're replacing our ACs because we have old ACs. I love them to death. They've been here since the morning started. They're still here right now. And we have poor Baxter in a crate. And the dog's like, I got to do.
Yeah, I got to do.
Hey, you got to go. You got to go.
All right. So, Ken, here's a good question from Christy McGee. And I think it's a legit question. Do you get joint birthday anniversary gifts because Amanda's birthday is so close to the anniversary?
Okay.
Now, it's like a kid who has a birthday on December 23rd and then still expects Christmas presents on the 23rd.
Right.
Okay, that is not true. First of all, I planned the wedding poorly, but it was the only time. It was
The wedding?
Yes, because I could have planned the wedding
right.
further away from my birthday, so we didn't run into this issue. But listen, we were going with the fall wedding. That was the date. There was nothing I could do about it. So I don't think we do joint. Josh is really good with gifts in the sense of he's not great at picking them, but he's really good at making sure I feel celebrated and I have something, whether it's an experience or an actual item or whatever.
That's
so
good.
I feel celebrated both on our anniversary and my birthday, whether it's something that's like material item or an experience. But birthdays to me are not that big of a deal. I mean, I love celebrating them, but I never want anyone to go out of their way for me. So it's not a huge deal.
Why? Where does that come from? That sounds like something we got to work on.
No, but hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Now, Ken, if you were me,
yeah,
would that feel like a trap I was walking into? Like, am I walking into a trap?
Oh, that she says, oh, yeah, 100%. She's laying. It's like that scene in Kelly's Heroes when they come on the minefield and they have to go through it. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I made reference to a 1960s.
It's not a trap. It is my personality, and I have always been this way. I never want to be a burden on anyone. I never want to inconvenience anyone. I never want to be the reason that someone feels
okay. All right.
bothered. Like I
think that birthdays.
I know that's a wrong thing. Like, it is my birthday, and I should be like, "Hey, y'all, everybody, celebrate me."
Mm-hmm.
But that's just never been me. I don't know why. I've just always been the person who never wants to ruffle anyone's feathers. Like, don't be inconvenienced because of me.
Yeah,
which actually has caught up with me, and I think it's actually
you got it
with me now.
We talk a lot about this on the Knapsack Files Discord server where I have serious conversations all the time. Kirsty McGee will tell you, you got to accept the love that's given to you sometimes, and you just got to let it happen, Amanda. Someone wants to bring you a package of Hydrox cookies, you take it and you eat it.
I know. It's true. I do need to accept, because it's funny. I will do so much for someone else, but never expect the same in return. But it does catch up with you when you're like, wait a minute, I do so much for everyone else and no one does anything for me. Like, there's a problem there. Why am I always the one, Is
that a shot at me?
No, I'm not. I do. People do things for me, but it's that feeling of like, I don't want anyone to be, I don't know. Don't stop what you're doing for me, basically. It's just another day. Don't, it's not a big deal. But this is also, it does cause issues because, for instance, when I faint in a public mall.
That's why this episode was titled. You fainted?
Did you faint?
I don't call anybody because I don't want to bother anybody to help me.
Okay, Ken, let me set the stage here for you. All right.
Mm-mm.
So I went up to Lake Tahoe this past weekend to celebrate my brother's birthday.
Gotcha.
And I'm on a golf course, and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I'm on the golf course. And now I think I've learned my lesson to not do that.
You do that now. Yeah. Okay.
Because I get a text that is long, just fainted at the Grove outside Zara. They called an ambulance to check my vitals. I'll keep you posted. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Oh my God.
Do you like that I just send him a text too? I'm like, I'm not going to bug him. He's on the golf course. I won't call. I'll just let him know. Hey, I fainted. I'm with the ambulance. Bye.
So I'm with my brother and a couple of guys that I just met that are his buddies. And I'm like, hey, guys, my wife's pregnant, just fainted at her mall. How many yards do we have to the bin? 165? Hold on. Let me call her out at my club.
That's great. I love this. First of all, kudos to the Grove security team, which used to be run by Andrews International, the company I worked for 12 years. Where do they bring in the ambulance? Up Grove Street?
I just want to preface this to let everyone know, first and foremost, I am okay. I am healthy. The baby is okay. Because of COVID, a lot of stores are only allowing a certain amount of people in the store. So they form a line outside. Well, it was a hot day in California. The line was formed outside and was moving very slowly, or I should say just wasn't moving at all. So I was standing in the sun for a long period of time, pregnant. I was hot. Also, it's not uncommon. It happens often than not that pregnant women do get very dizzy and faint because the baby's taking half your blood supply. I don't know if half is right, but
sounds like a pretty good number.
It's good.
It's very easy, especially when you're standing for a long period of time, for your blood to basically like rush away from your brain and you get faint. I did not know that though, because I hadn't experienced that feeling yet. So I was hot. I had just eaten, but I hadn't overall, looking back, probably eaten enough that day because it was already the afternoon, but I was kind of rushed around and I just thought, I have to make this return really fast. I'm just going to
that's your mistake.
Rush to the mall, return it, and then I'll get lunch after. So I'm talking to a woman in front of me because she turns around and sees I'm pregnant and gives me her card. And she's so nice. She says, I'm a prenatal chiropractor. If you ever need treatment, please let me know. And we started chatting about back pain during pregnancy and all of that. All I remember is feeling really out of breath. And I had a mask on, of course.
Sure. And
I've also had this cough, not COVID. So on top of just being pregnant and out of breath in general all the time, I had the cough and the mask, and I just felt like I couldn't breathe or catch my breath. So I pulled the mask down to below my nose, and I just said, sorry, just one moment. I need to catch my breath. I apologize for pulling my mask down. And she said, oh, it's okay. I just said, I need to catch my breath. That's all I remember saying. And then I said, actually, I think I'm going to step out of line. I think I need to sit down. And then I don't remember anything that happened except that I woke up on the ground with 3 women over me and people freaking out. And I landed on my butt because I remember my right butt cheek was really sore when I woke up. And I did not hit my head because they told me I didn't. They actually told me it was very slow and graceful. So I guess I went down slowly. I don't know. My butt caught my fall.
I'm just going to imagine, that Amanda is going to do it graceful. If she's going to faint, it's going to be like,
do it like a dancer. Yep.
It did. Yeah. I would imagine it felt, because I completely blacked out. I don't remember what happened, but when I woke up, it felt quick. Like even she said, I came to pretty quickly. And this sweet woman who owned this kiosk selling like evil eye jewelry or something, let me take her seat and put up a stool and put my feet up. And then some other woman went and bought me a water at the coffee shop. Okay. And then this other woman stayed with me. And I will say that
they're probably thinking like, what's her deadbeat husband doing? That
was one of those things where I was like, you know what? There are still really amazing, good people in the world that are willing to get out of their line and help someone, help another woman. I just was like, you know what? Girl power.
Ranger Donald saying the best. At least you hit butt first, not bump first. Well said.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so great. I'm glad you're okay. This could have been worse. Did you almost fall into the fountain? How close were you to the fountain? I can't remember.
No, I wasn't near the fountain. So I was towards the farmer's market side. Like, where Marmalade Cafe or not? Is it Marmalade Cafe?
Marmalade Cafe, which is on the farmer's market.
By Dylan's Candy Store. Yeah. I was in that sort of corridor. So the kiosk woman who was so kind and waited for me, she, because she works for the Grove or works with the Grove, called security.
Right.
Security called 911 because he heard a pregnant woman fainted And a fire truck pulls up, sirens blazing. I could hear them. Hear them from down the street. I was like, oh my God, I hope that's not for me. Well, sure enough, it was an entire fire truck with probably like 4 or 5 guys.
That's where they have to go. It's from 61s. That's the station house down there. 61.
Okay. And then a few moments later, more sirens. Was an ambulance came. And there were probably 4 more people, 2 women, which I was like, yes, go girls. And I was surrounded by I was surrounded by like 9 firemen and firewomen.
None of which were her husband.
No. And they took all my vitals. They told me my blood sugar was slightly low. Also, it's not uncommon for a pregnant woman to faint.
Right.
And as long as I didn't fall on my bump, like on my belly or hit my head, like the baby would be unaffected. It's just...
Yeah,
this fell back, which is good. So it wouldn't affect the baby, but it just was more scary than anything else because, I mean, I'm grateful I was in public and not alone because I had people to help me, but it also was super embarrassing. Like, everyone's staring and they're like, what's going on? This woman fainted and she's pregnant and oh my gosh. And then they asked, is there anyone you can call? I was like, no. I don't want to bug anybody. My husband's out of town. It's fine. And they were like, what? And then I took myself to a really nice lunch and I ate an entire bread basket and a salad and I felt great. So
salad, I would have had a steak.
Here we are.
This is great.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks, by the way. This is an incident report I'm writing in my head right now. And I want to make sure that my guys asked you first, or if you were out and could not answer, that someone else was there to answer for you legally. If not, okay, someone else called. That's a concern. That's a concern. I'm looking at that right now. They didn't ask you. They called ambulance. That's a liability for the security company.
Oh, really?
That's why I would literally sometimes have to ask people with blood dripping from their forehead, do you want an ambulance? Because if I call an ambulance and you didn't say so,
he may have asked.
But here's the thing: if you're passed out, pregnant woman, it's going to be assumed that maybe an ambulance wants to be called.
Yeah, and
I'm having a flashback. I know that I would have been in my office looking at fantasy baseball, and my friend Corey would have said, "Hey man, I got a pregnant woman just fainted right on Grove Drive. Can you come on out here?" Oh yeah, okay. I would have been at the scene going, "Hey, you want to pick up Whole House in the draft?" She's gonna be all right.
He actually may have asked me if I wanted an ambulance, and
I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. That's actually a big,
to be honest. But I definitely said I wanted my vitals checked. Like
yeah, you did.
When the ambulance came, I was like, I definitely want to be checked. And then they asked me, do you want to be transported? And I was like, well, what would they do at the hospital? And he said, the same thing we're doing. I'm like, then no.
That's it. And then that's the other thing. Then you get in the ambulance because the engine shows up and then they determine, all right, call the RA. RA shows up and then you get in and then do you want to be transported? And you go, yeah. Then they'll ask you, do you want the lights on? Because that's an extra like $700.
Yeah.
Don't get the lights on, people, if you don't need them.
Okay. This is the thing though. I've never ridden in an ambulance and I kind of want to. I mean, not for a real reason. I just kind of want to.
It's pretty fun. I got wheeled away to Cedar Sinai from the farmer's market in an ambulance. Yeah, it's pretty fun. You feel kind of cool.
Yeah.
I split my head open at a swim meet when I was 9 and I got taken in an ambulance to the hospital. It was pretty sick. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the headband.
Is that why you got the headband?
Yeah.
I just have to point out where Robbie said my favorite question. Were they hot firemen? Asking for a friend. Of course, I had to check them all out, Robbie. And yes, there were a couple that were very hot. I will say, though, they all shared the same CrossFit gym for sure. I'm like, what are you guys like out of a catalog? They were definitely the calendar guys because I was like, oh, this makes sense. These would be the Grove firemen.
Yeah, 61s. I know. So my friend I used to work security with went on to be a fire. He's like a fire captain now, but he was over at 61s for a while. And I saw him there in that Marmalade Cafe. He was a good looking guy. And we were talking. And then as the fire truck drove away, there was all these girls like they called me over and they went, yeah. And they're like, do you know who that firefighter was? And I was just like, oh, he's married. Don't worry about it with a kid. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. Oh, God.
And here comes Lauren Romo coming in hot. Just Josh looking all kinds of bad in this story. You're not wrong, Lauren. I felt terrible about it.
He did feel bad, which is funny. So typically when Josh has been out of town, I've been used to him being gone a lot.
Yeah.
I have always been a very independent person. So I actually love alone time. I love me time. I love having him around more, but I do very well when I'm alone. For whatever reason, this was the first time he left since being pregnant. And it was so much harder. I don't know if I'm just becoming more codependent, or if I just feel like because I have this other human attached to me that I'm like, I need him around more. I don't know.
May I propose this? On the off chance Josh needs to leave for a golf trip with his buddies, please include me as an emergency contact so I can come assist you as needed, Amanda.
Thank you, Ken. I really should have asked for help. But again, this is my personality being like, I don't want to bug Ken. It's a Sunday afternoon. He's probably doing something fun.
I was building Legos on Twitch. I think I'll be okay. I think I can go, guys. I got to shut the Twitch stream down. Amanda fell into the Grove fountain, passed out.
I'm legitimately like, I check my phone and I see like an idiot text from my cousin, a text from my friend, and then I see the word vitals from a text from Amanda. That's the first word that popped in my eyes. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God.
But this is why Grace and I get in an argument all the time. She makes me turn my phone off at night, like silent and this and that. My old job, I was on call for over 12 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Christmas, I never had a day off for 12 plus years. My old job. So I'm used to it too. My dad had a heart attack a few years ago, and once you get that call, you're always ready to go. So I always get in that argument of like, I need to leave the phone on, or I need to be able to get to emergencies at 3 a.m. And I always lose the argument, but I'm going to put this as evidence as why I should always have the phone on.
Yeah. I have it on, but I have it on Do Not Disturb, but I wake up like 3 times a night. So if there's a phone call from somebody multiple times and I
vibrate. 5 times your coffee table's vibrating by the bed, maybe there's a problem. That's what I'm asking for. I don't want to turn the ringer on necessarily, but
like the texts from the East Coast start very early, and it's usually just like idiot friends or cousins or brother. You know what I mean? So
you got Billy
balls like this is that.
I'm always terrified of not being at my phone when someone needs me. So I have it attached to me all the time. Because that's my biggest fear is if someone calls me for help and I'm not there. But a lot of my friends, funny enough, are really bad at answering their phone. So it's kind of
terrible.
Who answers the phone now? I've been on 2 actual phone calls today, and that's the first time since 2012.
Yeah, but Ken, when I call you, you answer.
That's the thing. When you call, answer. But I called Matt Key today, my friend and writing partner, his birthday today, and talked to my dad to try to get the recipe for the salsa he makes. So 2 phone calls. I haven't had 2 actual phone calls in literally 5 years.
Are we going to make a queso on cutting the cheese? Little salsa, little queso?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Amanda's favorite new show, Cutting the Cheese.
Cutting the cheese. Is this weird? I did on a podcast, might have been a Patreon only one. I don't remember. I did a little. I talked about how it's therapeutic and relaxing for me to cut on like onions and tomatoes and whatever, out of my own blue because I've been cooking so much late. My dad today is like, all right, I'll give you the instructions, the directions for the salsa, but you might want to get a machine. I like cutting by hand because it's so therapeutic for me. I was like,
oh, Dad,
that's freaky.
Yeah. I don't think my dad has ever chopped anything in a kitchen, like in his life. He's never chopped anything. And my dad, my dad would order takeout and make sure that they didn't give us too many containers. He's like, put it all in one container. I don't want too much trash. And they're like, sir, we can't put the steak with the mac and cheese. He's like, I don't care. My dad hates the kitchen, hates anything in the kitchen. Amanda brought a snack over because can't faint on camera.
It's 200 degrees. Yeah.
I'm nervous about fainting.
And guess what it is, Ken?
That I'm just stuffing my face with cheese.
Cheese is great. I had some of the diet cheese. I made some vegan bacon Western cheeseburgers the other night that were wonderful. Just wonderful. But I do kind of want a Carl's Jr. double Western now.
Carl's Jr. I haven't had Carl's Jr. in.
I've never had it. Like,
That's right. You've never had it. Have you had Hardee's
no.
over there? Same thing. Oh wow. Get a thick burger in the East. Get a Western burger out here. We got to do that. Can we do that? Can we do a special Wanger drive-through? You going to Carl's Jr. for the first time?
Sure. Why not? I'll take the food poisoning. No problem.
It's fine. Just because the whole restaurant smells like a dirty wash rag doesn't mean the food does.
Yeah, every time that I've even driven by a Carl's Jr., it looks like somebody's in there about to get stabbed. You know, there's like a random, like, mangy dog that's made their way in there and made a home and nobody's kicked it out yet. That's always
That's accurate. Del Taco's much safer. Much safer. All right. So this is your 2-year wedding anniversary now? 3-year.
3.
Wow. 3. Wow. Man, that cherry Danish is 3 years old. What are some of your favorite memories about the wedding, the actual ceremony, that weekend? What is still vibrant in your mind?
Well, I will say I still have some slight PTSD from before the wedding.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
So do I.
I look back and wish that I'd just been more relaxed because I was so worried about everyone else being happy and pleased. I never really enjoyed or did the things that I wanted to do leading up till the wedding.
Yeah.
But then on the actual wedding day, I mean, my favorite part was obviously walking down the aisle to see him cry like a baby.
Right.
And our dance was really fun, and we worked on it for a while, which was fun.
Dance was great.
Honestly, it was such a whirlwind. I feel like I blacked out. Like you remember everything that happened, but there were just so many people there, and you're talking to so many people that those little moments where you're having conversations with someone you maybe haven't seen in a long time, family from Pittsburgh, you almost forget that happened.
Yeah.
So
my biggest pet peeve was that everybody was like, make sure you take a little moment just for you and your wife. Like, get away from the reception and take a moment. We have 10 seconds.
You can't.
You can't.
It's like, it's so hard to do that. I understand some people can, but especially like Josh is a party person. Also, our wedding, like we had a lot of people for the size problem. So
yeah. Oh yeah. You couldn't escape. And we're trying to keep the problems from you. Like, we're not trying to let you know that David Griffin has disappeared and is lost and that we couldn't find him out there. We're trying to keep that from you.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, first rate Nate coming in hot.
Super chat. That is so nice.
That is so nice.
First rate Nate. Look at that. Happy anniversary, guys, from First Rate Nate. He is really First Rate Nate. I forget that he now goes by JW Bassman.
Thank you.
By the way, First Rate Nate going by the YouTube handle JW Bassman is like some George Costanza Kramer level chicanery.
You forgot the numbers too. It's literally like his passcode for his wireless. It's like JW Bassman 22,001 220,001. This is literally like, I couldn't get Josh McCouga from my email, so I have Josh McCouga 2286484874221. What is it? Oh, that's my first phone number.
Right, Nate. He's a champion there. Lauren Roma is a great question right below that there. Thank you, First Rate Nate. Would you change anything looking back?
I would change my attitude, I think. I would change just feeling like,
let's just set the scene here real quick.
Excuse me, I'm not finished. Because once again, I was so worried about everyone else and didn't want to inconvenience anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I really should have just taken everyone's advice, or not advice, but everyone says, this is your day. This is your day. I'm like, it's not though. I really should have said, you know what? F it. It is my day. And I'm going to do everything I want to do. And I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And I'm going to love it. And, but I was just so worried about everyone else and making sure that everyone was comfortable and not inconvenienced, and it was easy to get there, and it was, so I'd say I would change my I wish I was just more calm about everyone else and just let them deal with it and taking it as like, it's my day, so F you all.
I will say on the 28th, which is 2 days before our wedding, is my brother's birthday. And I went into town
really
and I wanted to like, so my family was already there and I wanted Amanda to come see everybody. But, you know, getting into Carmel from her house about 30 minutes, but all those people came.
Yep.
And I asked a couple friends, like, make sure Amanda gets into town tonight so we can hang out. And all I got was like angry texts and phone calls from her all night of the 28th. Like, I can't believe you're not here. My friends think you're a bad husband. I'm like, this is bullshit.
He's right.
This is absolute bullshit.
Okay, he's totally right. I should have come. I should have not. I would have had more fun, honestly, going with him. But I don't deal well with peer pressure. And my friends were like, I don't know why he's here. You need to relax. You need to eat something. Let's like enjoy ourselves. But you know what? Karma was a bitch that weekend, because I'll tell you what, I did stay home and I did eat with my friends. And I woke up with a fat pimple on my chin the day before my wedding. So I learned karma was a bitch. I should have gone with Josh, but I was listening to my friends who were saying like, oh my God, I can't believe he's not here with you. We need to stay here and relax and have some wine. And oh my gosh.
I got this thing like, these are the memories that I'm going to have of our wedding. Is you ditching me on the 28th? I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I didn't think I said
you
that.
did say that.
I was mean, which wasn't me. It wasn't who I am. It really wasn't. I've never done that. I think he has.
Here's the funny one, Ken. So, you know, we have the rehearsal lunch, and then we had that welcome party at the place with the roof, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Love that.
Il Fornaya.
Ah.
And so Amanda's leaving, and she's like, you know, going to go back to the ranch so she can wake up early with all the girls, because, you know, the girls wake up early and start doing their makeup at like 4 a.m.
Why?
And so Ben was like, I feel like Ben is my brother, for those listening and watching. Ben said, you know, I feel like we should do one, you know, like a nightcap somewhere. And I said, well, there's really only one bar in town.
Right.
And so we went to Barmel and we closed that place down.
That's the one where we watched football too that morning?
No, that was Brophy's. That was across town.
Which when Josh says he closed that place down, bars in Carmel closed at about 11 p.m.
Yeah,
so he wasn't really out that
but
late.
Still, like a couple of the girls come up like, oh my God, you're Amanda Gordon's soon-to-be husband. I was like, yep. And they're like, the wedding's tomorrow.
Local celeb.
I was like, yep. And then I'm like, are you buying me a shot? Who's buying shots? Let's get weird. And then I woke up that next morning and I was like, man, I didn't want to be hungover for my wedding. And I wasn't, but I was definitely a little like sluggish, I would say.
I think we were both a little sluggish for different reasons. But as soon as I saw him walking down the aisle, I felt like an immediate weight lifted, and that was my favorite part of the wedding. Was probably walking down the aisle, but I do feel like I ran down the aisle. I felt like I was going so fast. My parents, who both walked me down, were probably like, slow down. But I just was like, I felt like I was sprinting across the grass.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't remember that at all. No. I don't think you did. I think it was great. No, okay. You remember the positive things. That's great. Yeah. I don't remember me sitting here with the marriage license going, God, I didn't mess this up. I don't remember that.
I mean, I will say that what I thought was going to be like the worst part of the wedding, which is the hour after the ceremony when it's just us taking pictures before we can actually go enjoy ourselves. It flew by. That was actually kind of fun. I didn't mind that. Everybody's like,
I thought you were about to say, what I thought was going to be the worst part of the wedding, which was your officiating. It turned out.
The ceremony was amazing. I mean, people still talk about in the Carmel Salinas, Carmel Valley, Monterey County, greater Monterey County area.
Oh yeah.
Never forget half your family calling me the priest.
Yep.
That was amazing.
And I've officiated weddings before where I was drinking and like a little kid would be like, hey mom, the priest is drinking. Is that allowed? It's like, yeah, he's not a priest. He's just a guy.
Hey mom, the priest has his shirt off and is humping the floor on the dance floor.
Yep. That's
Lauren Ramos says, wait, Ken officiated the wedding. Is that not known around these parts? Is it so long ago in distant history that people don't recall that part of the affair? Yeah.
Really the star of the wedding. People still mention what a great officiant you were, Ken.
Totally.
Thanks. I've done 2. I'm 2 for 2. Matt Key and Brittany Wallach's wedding, and that went off well. And God bless it. Yours was more nerve wracking because at the time, Amanda, I knew you slightly less, and I know you more now for sure. And we had that podcast where I really was like, all right, but like, I don't know Amanda's boundaries. Am I going to make a Bo Jackson joke in this, and she's going to storm off? I don't know. Now I'd know. Oh, I've never seen that photo. Have I seen
There's a good one. That's Ken. I think that was maybe during
from right here. From right here, it looks like you photoshopped a weird lurker in a Walmart picture frame thing behind you.
That's pretty good.
Oh God, yeah. But because I think people, I think we talked about it before, but like not one word of my words or whatever you want to call it, my program was approved by you guys. You heard it all up there for the first time.
Yeah,
yes,
totally.
And it was amazing.
There's me crying with Ken in the background.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
And same with the Key and Brittany, like. And because I would, as a performer, I don't want it any other way. Like if I'm going to make you cry in a good way with something I say during a wedding, I want it to be in the moment, not that Amanda's been like, all right, here comes that one part I like. Let me work up some tears. Like I want honest, but also in yours, there was a lot of jokes and I could have gone really bad. Like it could have been really bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Steelers. And like Amanda's like, oh dear God, the Steelers. So it worked out.
It was perfect.
Yep. There was the best was my one uncle who's very, very Catholic. He came up to me. He came up to me the Christmas after our wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Josh, it was an amazing wedding. And it's the first wedding I've ever been to where the Steelers were mentioned more than twice in the actual ceremony. And as somebody who's very Catholic, I was skeptical at first of not seeing, somebody in our family get married in a church. But when he mentioned the Steelers, I figured it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, on that Franco Harris Steelers, I got like standing ovation applause.
There's claps.
Yeah. It was crazy. That's sort of, all sides, but like the Makuga side stood up like that is the immaculate reception.
It was definitely catered to both sides for sure. My family being a non-sport family probably didn't really get that joke, but you had other bits in there that definitely it flowed so nicely for both sides.
If I was to do it again now, I definitely would work in you wearing a helmet on a horse. I definitely had that bit, Amanda.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No need for Amanda to wear a helmet on a horse. She's actually Annie Oakley. Let's get a little shout out to Craft the Jedi 66 MC in here. Everyone been at my grandfather's funeral all day. So nice and refreshing to come home and wind down with you guys. Hey man, sorry about your grandpa. I'm sure he was an amazing guy.
So sorry to hear that.
Cheers.
Love. Cheers, dude.
But a little positivity is
celebrate,
always nice.
Celebrate the life.
Cheers with my big.
Yeah. Laughter's always the first thing to return that feels normal, I say. It's the first kind of thing to like, is it okay to laugh again? And
yes,
that's a great way. So Crafted Jedi, we share in the memory, but also in your moving forward and carrying the legacy of your grandfather forward.
Totally. Dude, I had that yesterday. So we went, we had our day was originally supposed to go one way, but like some things happened. So we didn't really get to do what we originally planned for the anniversary. It was totally fine. So we went to go get lunch and I parked the car and I was waiting for Amanda to go pick it up and then come back. And we were just going to eat it at home. Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm scrolling through Instagram and there's this story of this grandfather who left a bucket of baseballs at a local batting cage and said, "These are free. I used to throw them to my son and then eventually my grandson, but they moved away. And what I wouldn't give to throw just 3 more balls in a batting cage. So treat these well and hug your loved ones." And I just started sobbing in the car, just sobbing. And Amanda comes in and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh God, and I was like, I call my dad. And like, my grandpa used to throw baseballs to me in a batting cage, and she was like, "Okay, all right, take it." And then 2 hours later, I turn on the TV, and what's on, Ken? What movie could possibly be on?
Field of Dreams.
Correct. And
Dad, you want to have a catch?
And I just start sobbing again.
That'll get me.
I would like to say he's become more emotional since becoming a half father, But he's always been this emotional. And I got in the car with our sandwiches and he was just, I'm like, what is wrong? Is everything okay? He's like, yeah, it's just this really sweet story. And then I read it. And of course, I had a million questions. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does his son not come see him anymore? They can still play catch. Why do you have to give the balls away? Why can't the son, do they not have a relationship anymore? That's horrible.
And I was just like, shut up and let me remember my batting cages.
A child arrived just the other day. Came
Dude.
in the world in the usual way. Yeah.
I've definitely become more emotional with pregnancy because
Sure.
of hormones.
And as
so
I hung up-
I think I cry more now. Josh has just always kind of been a crier, but
And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my boy was just like me.
The boy was just like
wait
me.
until we.
And the cats in the
Oh,
cradle
God.
and the silver.
Why are you singing?
Because it's a song about how
Man in the
dad was never
morning.
around.
You're coming home, son. I don't know when, but we'll get together then.
That's sad. I didn't know that.
no, we'll have
I
a-
really can't wait till I see.
Amanda clearly listens to lyrics and songs.
I
Come
know.
on, Cats in the Cradle, Harry Chapin, also his song WOLD. I am the morning DJ on WOLD. No, okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
First Rate Nate just said, I don't know. How did you feel about the movie Arrival? I don't know. Why does this never work? I
course
love
it
that
is.
movie. I don't know where this question came from,
I fell asleep twice. I couldn't get through it.
but I do not like sci-fi or alien stuff. Wait, that is the Alien movie with Amy Adams, right?
Yeah, with the thingamajigs.
I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like
Vincent.
sobbed.
Yeah.
I've seen it several times now and I love it every time, which I'm not a sci-fi person,
Yeah, me either.
not into aliens.
We went to see it in
Loved
the
though.
theater, and I fell asleep at the beginning, and then woke up, and then fell asleep at the end. Like it was a double bad.
You and I, people hate us, Josh.
I
They
know.
hate us. When we were on Collider, it'd be like, did you like Avengers? I mean, I fell asleep during it.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, sorry. The Avengers Endgame, like I fell asleep at one point.
Avengers Endgame. I'm sitting next to Christian Harloff, and then next to him, I think was Dennis, and
Yeah.
and then at one point, I fell asleep and I woke up, and they were both just staring at me like, "How dare you fall asleep in this movie?" And I'm like, "Guys, it's at 2:30. It's dark. It's this comfortable seat. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I went to a theater and didn't fall asleep. If it wasn't like Bad Boys for Life, I stayed awake for
Yeah.
sure."
Well, also keep in mind, Harloff and Dennis and Thad and others witnessed you and I falling asleep at that company meeting in New York.
Oh, man, that was
You and I almost got fired.
I think I like leaned onto your arm. I was like,
You and I fell asleep on each other at this company meeting in a club in New York while the CEO was on stage dropping F-bombs because he was trying to be like that hip CEO, like
Yeah.
Howard Dean running for president. And
screaming.
everyone looks over and I'm like and been in the company a month and a half and there's you and me.
Ugh. What happened?
I used to love going to movies. I'm the weirdo that loves to go alone because you don't talk to people in the movie. So I really don't mind going to movies alone.
Yeah.
Josh thinks I'm weird for that. Or I remember you saying that a
Yeah.
long time ago, thinking that I'm weird. Yet he'll go out to lunch by himself and not think that's weird. I'm like,
No, I don't. I like to sit at bars and eat lunch, but I'll never sit at a table alone.
oh, see, I would. I don't care.
I've done that, but usually I'll make sure I have a notepad with me, so at least I'm working on something. I'll go to the bar, get a bar top, a high top.
Oh my
You're just
God.
doodling. You're just doodling.
No, I'll be like, I got to work on a script idea today, but I'll get a salad at Chili's. But really, that's fine. I can do it. But the bar thing's great. Wander into a bar and go to the counter.
Yeah, I don't mind going alone to places at all, except for when I faint. Then that's really fun to be alone. But I used to love going to movies. I can't go. We can't go anymore because Josh falls asleep to everything in the theater. It's like a waste of money for him because he just is like.
Brian Brawler says, "Listen, dang, those are hilarious stories, but at least I have an excuse. I have narcolepsy. I swear, I've never been tested for it, but I know I have a form of it. I know I have a form of narcolepsy."
And this isn't to mock or belittle anyone with that situation. I'm not I don't think you're wrong, because that time you fell asleep on the exercise ball in Collider.
Literally, Ken.
On one of those big, squishy chair exercise balls, Josh fell asleep.
I know, but
we were shooting this sketch, and I was like laying frontwards on it because it was the only thing to like use around the set, and I just
we're talking like, Josh, what do you think? Is he asleep? And just like his hand, like he was floating like a dead man float, just on this exercise ball. It was slowly rolling back and forth like BB-8, like.
Oh wow! He can kind of fall asleep anywhere,
totally.
And he only needs like a 10-minute nap, and he's like
back.
Great.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd have to nap for like at least an hour to feel normal.
He does that in cars. He does that in cars all the time. You go walk out there in Collider again and going across the street, and you'd be like, "There's Josh." He's 10-minute power nap.
I have to. I can't. I really don't enjoy caffeine. Because it makes me feel all jittery and weird, but I'm still tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would rather be able to like sneak off somewhere. Do you remember when we were first started working at Collider and I would sleep behind the set on the sandbags?
Oh yeah.
And then unfortunately we got that room away from everybody in the writer's room. We'd lock the door and I'd sleep on that couch.
Well, because remember, we had a writer's room and there was a couch in there, and at one point they'd like try to take the couch away. And we were like, the F you will take away our writer's couch. And they're like, well, why do you need it? We're like, that's where we sleep. Well, I don't know if that's a reason to keep the couch.
Yes.
We're writers. We need to sleep.
I mean, we need our mental, whatever. Our mental sleep, our mental recharge.
Professional writing is all about waiting to the last minute. I just finished a project on Tuesday or Monday night that was due Tuesday. I had 8 days to do it. I didn't start it till Monday night. That's how you do it. You sleep.
Totally. I never understood the kids that could like write a paper before it was due.
I don't trust those people. Like people wear don't wear helmets on horses.
I was one of those.
Procrastination.
Procrastinating is the worst, and I do it too often.
Oh, my daughter's
every time I tell myself, next time I'm not going to do that, and the next time I do, so might as well.
And then you do it. Mm-hmm.
Lauren Roma says to be a fly and the wall in the old Collider studio.
Those were good days.
Yeah. There could be a documentary filmed. There could be a documentary made. Two people watch it.
Yeah, I was going to say only like 150 people would watch it, but it would be fun to make.
Yeah. We are almost out of here today. I think my garage door is open, and I don't want someone to steal my Ewok.
But also, Ken, speaking of Ewoks.
Yes. Gosh, I'm so bad at promoting my own show. Here we go. It's Riley's show, Riley's Cantina, with me and Mark Riley, live October 10th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. That stream lives up for a couple days once you have the link, but you can get tickets at ticketweb.com or go to my website and link to it. Here's the thing. Special guests confirmed right now, involved with the show. Special appearances by Joseph Scrimshaw.
Whoa.
Jennifer Landa.
Whoa.
Rachel Cushing.
Whoa.
All right. I'm sneaking that one out there. Nathan Hamill.
Whoa.
And a really special appearance by Josh Makuga. And there's more. There's at least one I can't confirm yet, so I don't want to announce it and have it not be true. That's part of the show. It's a comedy variety hour. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be different.
I think so too, Ken. I'm gonna be asking some of my stupid Star Wars questions. I've been working on them, so
it's the best. We're excited. So check it out. Mark Riley and I put the links out, but you can also go to kennapsok.com, kennapsok.com, and go to the events page. Oh, look at that, Brian the Brawler.
He says, I don't know why I'm donating this money, but I like you people, so this is happening. 10-minute naps are the best thing ever. Thanks, Bryant.
Oh, thank you.
Bryant, that's great.
Team 10 minutes. Team 10 minutes.
That is so nice, and I wish I could be a 10-minute napper. But
listen, if you guys, it's not so much a donation as it is help keeps the lights on. Basically.
It's
but a baby to feed now. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's at least a can or two of baby mush, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, baby
baby
mush.
mush.
Yeah.
Baby mush? Okay.
Yeah.
What's great about that I'm not able to take naps, actually, this is not great. I should reconsider this. But I feel like I'm used to going on little sleep now, and I can't take naps during the day. So maybe that'll help me with the baby. I don't know. Actually, this is probably going to backfire and be horrible. But
yeah, I think I'm really scared about kids because one, I'm always going to be tired. That's not like I'm going to raise a great child. I know I'm very excited to have one. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm also very scared that like I'm going to be in the car and be like, hey, listen, we're going to have to pull over for 5 minutes because dad needs a little power nap. So everybody chill out.
oh gosh.
I think you'll be all right. I think you're going to
take a class. We took this like newborn basics class virtually. Right. And the woman asked like, if there's one thing you're most afraid about with having a newborn, what is it? And I said, sorry, TMI, but breastfeeding, because it can be really difficult. Most women, I think, want to plan on doing it, but it doesn't always work out that way. And I've just heard that that's one of the most difficult things with having a newborn. And it comes easy to some people and others it doesn't. So I said, that is my biggest fear. Josh said,
naps.
He's afraid of losing sleep, not getting enough sleep. Meanwhile, who has to wake up with the baby to feed it in the middle of the night? Me.
I mean, Josh will.
He's just and he's a deep sleeper. Even if he did with the baby and I pumped or something and he could feed he could feed her, I'm gonna wake up hearing the noises. He's out like a light. He will never hear me or the baby.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Did we
another one from JW Bassman, 22,000.
Again?
Just because diapers are expensive, size 2 and up, they don't stay in newborn long. Yeah, we have so much newborn clothes, and they're gonna be newborn for like all of 8 seconds.
I tell you, first rate Nate's the best.
First rate Nate, that is so nice. Thank you. And you're right, diapers do get expensive.
Yeah.
First rate Nate, Bryant the Brawler. That's just you both are just great folks. Helping there for the diapers. Diapers are important. I'll need diapers in about 5 years.
If you guys have seen, I mean, I'm sure many of you have seen what newborn diapers look like, but wow, they're like little doll diapers. I can't believe a human fits in those things.
Yeah. It's right. Well, yeah. Now imagine 18 years after that.
Yeah.
Should we wrap this one up, kids? This was a fun episode. We got to relive some stuff. I'm just more than anything, I'm glad Amanda's okay.
Yes, me too. Ken, I'm telling you, like, okay, so to wrap this story up, I know it full circle, whatever. So we're playing this really nice course in Lake Tahoe. And
I ruined his day by calling.
No, it actually, I wasn't playing very good golf until she called. And then afterwards I was on fire. So I don't know what that means, but so
great.
But so I get the call. And my brother looks at me. I'm like, I just covered the phone. I was like, Amanda just fainted at the Grove. And he just goes, you fucking idiot. And I was like, I leave the house for like all of an hour. Like I'm gone 24 hours and she faints at the Grove. So we're like 2 holes later and Ben's like, how's Amanda doing? And I was like, good. He's like, are you going to be married when you get home? So, yeah.
But I'm used to I'm fine being alone and doing things alone. That was actually probably the biggest scare, but it was more so for the baby. I was like, I'm fine. Just check on the child that's inside my body. Like, is she okay?
I would have loved this though. If this was Josh on the phone with his brother on the golf course. Amanda fainted. Can I go first? Can I tee up?
I bet that's probably why he played so well, is because the guys were kind of like, let's let Josh have this one. His wife just
Josh, you go it. But Amanda, you're gonna put me down as emergency contact. All right.
Yes.
I'll come down. I'll get in the Mustang. I'll fire up the Mustang. Head on down. Are you going fast? I gotta go get a pregnant lady from the Grove Fountain.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ken.
Means a lot, Ken. Thanks. Not only our officiant, but also our emergency contact.
All right, I think that's it. I think we are wrapping up the episode number 123 titled The Boobs Are Heavy. Here
We
The
are.
Afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. A silly look at a very hot, fainty world.
It doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as you're away from your wife when she faints at a large outdoor mall.
It's always the afternoons.
Hey, all right.